everyone, so today I want to go into, if you saw my short, I was asking what is the body fat percentage threshold that classifies a female as obese? And I said from a workshop last week I had asked regarding males and females, and the males was 25% or greater. Of females, I asked you if you knew what it was, and it's actually 32% and higher. And if you knew the reason, and the reason this is important because there's a lot of times where I believe it's forgotten about. And this is why when I say you can lift heavy, you can go heavier. But the reason why females have a higher percentage considered, why it's not the same for males and females. Why do females need to have a higher body fat to be considered as obese compared to males? I'd say another way to ask it is, why do females naturally have more fat than males? And the answer is, it's really essential. Essential fat is different from storage fat. Storage fat is the fat presented underneath your skin. If you have a big belly, rounded belly for example, extra fat on your arms, that is referred to as storage fat. Essential body fat is the amount of fat considered necessary for physiological functioning. It's stored in smaller amounts in your organs, muscles, bones, central nervous system. Males and females have both essential fat, and it's essential for our bodily function, physiological function. But females have more. Females have more essential fat to maintain normal childbearing functions. They store their additional sex-specific essential fat in their pelvis, hips, and breasts. And this is for, for when we need to get pregnant, when we're having children, when we're childbearing. It's essential that we have it within the extra fat, especially within these areas. If you think about it, females have bigger breasts than men do. And what are breasts comprised of? Mainly fat. And that's why when you lose weight, sometimes one of the first places you lose weight from are your breasts, but it's eventually, whether it's the first or the last, you lose quite a bit off your breast because it is made of fat. This body part accounts for some of the rational that females carry more essential fat than males do. Did I say that right? It accounts for the body part that accounts for some of the rational that females, like it's one of the body parts that has the most fat if you take it as it's separated from body parts that it's required to be there. And the specific threshold of 32% and above for determining female obesity can be debated, as there is currently no consensus on this in the fitness profession. That's my view on it. So unlike the consensus that does exist for using BMI value of greater than 30 as the threshold for obesity for males and females, I think the specific threshold value of 32% for determining female obesity can be debated because there isn't a consensus for it. Similar to my thoughts on male threshold for obesity and the body fat percentage, if anything, I think that body fat percentage threshold of 32% to delineate obesity in females may be just a little bit lower. And I'm a female stating that because we're taking a particular time of life for a continued continued fat percentage, but also we're not thinking about their time of life. So are they pregnant? Is the woman childbearing? Is the woman, is she 35? Is she 45? Is she active? Is she tall? Is she shorter? So that's what I meant about that. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in our next video. Leave a comment, like, and let me know what your thoughts are on this. But I felt it was really important to remind ourselves as females, if you're a female watching this, that listen, the admiration I have for people that are shredded with a six-pack and go through competing phases as females is very high, because it takes a lot of dedication. I haven't been in competition, but I've been doing cycles of, like, for example, where I wanted to be leaner, where I slacked a little bit, until I decided I want to balance my life and remain healthy, probably have underlying abs showing, curves, but it's not necessarily that I need to have a bulging six-pack and be shredded. And that would probably mean that you fall below the recommended body fat percentage for females, which would not be below the body fat percentage for males. So some females tend to compare that they need to hit a target body fat percentage that is very low, because they're thinking, oh, I'll just add 1 or 2% more than males and it should be fine. And that's why some females, when they're doing cycling, as well as not cycling, bike cycling, but competing or going through a cycle of shredding, going through a cycle of bulking, is that especially if they're taking supplements, and I'll keep it as supplements, is that they can have then menstrual cycle issues, because they're dropping beyond what is required for their bodily functions. So that took an extra minute and a half to say, but I felt it was important on the reason why I covered this topic. Don't be so hard on yourself if you're not looking like, and for example, there is certain Kardashian that has slimmed down a lot, even within the last year. And I don't believe that is just totally down to a diet. And we need to, sometimes the image could be photoshopped. Sometimes the image could be that they're in a lower than recommended healthy balance for their body. So yeah, don't compare yourself, and I hope this was helpful. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in our next video. Take care.